Okay, here's 3.2 homework. Starting on 6 and 7, which you'll find the standard deviation and variance by hand. And I want you to be able to do it by hand so you understand what what the process is, but kind of get a better feel for what's really going on with these numbers, what they mean. And then after you do that, you show me how to do it on a quiz, and then you can use your calculators to do the calculations. Now you might be wondering, wow, I turned the video on and there's already writing on here. That's because I already did the problem and I made a mistake in my calculations, and I left it, and I'm confessing to you so that you recognize it's real easy to make a mistake on here when you're adding and squaring and multiplying all these numbers together. So I want you to be very careful when you do this. So here's my formulas. Standard deviation is the sum of the squares of the difference in my data and the mean, the average, divided by n minus 1, where this is my n is my sample size, and capital N is the population size. Okay, so remember, this n minus 1 is, we're correcting for the fact that S is going to be bigger, my sample is going to be bigger if I divide by n, so if I divide by n minus 1 by a number that's smaller, that's going to make this number actually bigger. So I'm sorry, I probably said it backwards. When I find my sample standard deviation, it will be too small of an estimate for my population standard deviation. So when I divide by n minus 1, it actually makes it a little bit bigger, so it's a better approximation of the population standard deviation. Okay, so to do this, I want to put my data in a list, and then I'm going to go ahead and find x sub I minus x bar. And so and I found x bar to be 82. Just add them up and divide by 5. So 83 minus 82 is 1. 65 minus 82 is negative 17. 91 minus 82 is 9. 87 minus 82 is 5. 84 is 2. And then we square that. So I get 1, 289, 81, 25, and 4. And if I add those up, I get 290 plus, plus 30. Let's see. Look at this. I'm doing this in my head here, and I have a calculator handy, but that's okay. 290, and I know that's 85. And 25. This is just how I add numbers together when I don't have a calculator. And then I can add these up, so I get 0, 9, 10, 10, 0, 400. Okay, so my total is 400. So remember, before I square root, that's called the variance, and we call it s squared. That's my sum, minus x bar. So that's going to be 400 divided by, there's 5 total minus 1, which is 400, over 4, which is 100. So this right here is called the sample variance. Okay, we're going to talk more about variance later on. What that means, it's just a different measure of spread, but the units are square units. And so I take the square root of both sides and get s is the square root of 100, which is 10. That's a sample standard deviation for number 6. Okay? And then for 7, we've got population. Let me just double check, make sure I'm doing what I need to be doing. So 7, we're doing the population variance and standard deviation for that. So x sub I, I'm going to do that in a different color. If I can get down here, and I don't know if I can move this and see. I don't know if I can change colors on this here. Yeah, I can't get to my marker because it's behind my screen here. So we'll do it in red. So x sub I is 3, 6, 10, 12, 14. And then let's calculate the average. Three plus 6 plus 10 plus 12 plus 14 divided by 5, 9. So this is, remember, this is population, so mu is 9. So x sub I minus mu, 3 minus 9 is negative 6, 6 minus 9 is negative 3, 1, 3, 5. X sub I minus mu squared. It's going to be 36, 9, 1 squared is 1, 9, 25. Add those up. What's that? 45, 46, 55, 60, 70, 80. So it's going to be 80. So I'm going to have sigma squared is the sum of x sub I minus mu squared over n, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total pieces of data. So it's 80 divided by 5, which is, it's like 16, right? This is the population variance. And then sigma, which would be the square root of 16, which is 4, is a sample, oops, not sample, population standard deviation. Okay, so there you go, sample and population. All right, there you